Alright guys, to start off this look, I am going to glue down my right eyebrow, and as you can see, I already did my other eyebrow off of camera. And just like that one Halloween tutorial I did where I glued my eyebrows down, you're just going to do the same thing, rub the glue stick over it, run a spoolie through it, and make sure it's nice and prepped to put powder over it. And then once you set it with some powder, after it's all dry, then we go in with some foundation. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I am just putting that all over my face. As for concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm just putting that on the side of my eye that I did my eyebrow on, just because most of the eye on the left or on the right side is going to be covered up by eyeshadow and whatnot. And then moving on to the face, I am just taking this bronzer shade from the Tarte chisel palette, and I am warming up the skin, and then I also did a little bit of contour. Going in with Bare Peach by Burt's Bees, I'm going to take that and put that on the apples of my cheeks. And for highlighter, I'm going in with this very gold highlighter in the Sculpt and Shimmer palette, in the Morphe Sculpt and Shimmer palette, I should say. And if you want to know specific names of like shades or anything that I use, if I don't mention them, it'll all be listed down in the description box below. And now we are moving on to the eyes, and I'm going to start with this deeper warm brown shade, and I am starting on the eye that is not glued down, and I am taking this on a fluffy brush and using it as my transition color. Now I'm taking this deeper brown and almost like a burnt orange shade on a smaller blending brush, and I am putting that more into the crease. Now taking this warm chocolate brown on a bullet crease brush, I am definitely putting that way more into the crease and on the outer corner. I did end up cutting the crease off camera, and I am taking this gold shimmer shade in the palette, and I am putting that all over my lid using this Alamar Cosmetics flat shader brush. And I don't know if I mentioned the palette, but it's a Morphe 3502 palette, just letting everyone know. To pull everything together, I'm going to be doing a winged liner, and I'm just using Brown by Wet n Wild. I did the other eye off camera, but I'm going in with that warm brown chocolate shade, and I am just making that eye more intense and darker for the center of the sunflower. Now that we are all finished with the eyes, I did put some falsies on. I'm going in with the lips, and I'm going in with the shade Mondaze by Dose of Colors, and then Campfire right in the center of the lip. Then I'm going to use this Wet n Wild black face paint, and I am going to create a line coming out from both ends of my lips, and we're going to make some stitching almost. First, starting in the center of the lip with the longest line, and then I'm going to do that until I get to the end of my lip, and then once I get out to the edges of the lines that are on like my cheeks and whatnot, I'm going to be going in almost like an arrowhead shape. Before I go in with eyeliner, I'm just going to be tracing the shape of how I want the petals for the sunflower to be, so that way I don't mess anything up before we get to the eyeliner part. Going back in with the burnt orange shade, I'm going to start that on the inner parts of the petals because we're going to make a transition between like a warm orange to a bright orange and to a bright yellow. Then I'm going in with this more intense orange color on a smaller flat brush, and I am putting that right above that first color that we put. Now I'm going to start the process of defining the petals that I made with this brown eyeliner that I used to do my wings, just to make everything more intense almost and in depth. Then I'm taking this neon yellow, which is by NYX, and it's called STFU, and I'm taking it on a very small Real Techniques brush and placing that right on the tips of the flower petals, obviously because they're sunflowers and they're supposed to be yellow. Now that the flower itself is all complete, I'm going to be taking this Wet n Wild face paint palette in the green shade, and it's a very pastel green color, but I'm taking it on my e.l.f. little dual angled brush, and I'm making the shape of the leaves, and then I actually ended up filling in the leaves. And then to set them, I'm taking this forest green shade from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette and kind of just setting it with that. And then I'm also taking another Morphe Jaclyn Hill shadow, and that is from her Ring the Alarm palette, and it is in the shade Top Secret. And this is just to add different dimensions of like green shades and whatnot. And then to add more dimension, I am just making like almost the center folds of the leaves. As for the nose, I'm taking this Wet n Wild white face paint as a base to put down before I put the rest of the eyeshadow and little petals down. I'm going in with the shade that we put on our lids, and I am putting that right on the tip of my nose. And just like the eyes, I'm going to use a little brush to outline the little petals, and then I'm filling them in with the yellow shade, and then I'll go back over it with the eyeliner. To increase the depth and dimension and add more detail, I'm going to take this white liner to add highlights into the flower, and then I also took the brown liner and made some low lights in the flower as well, but I didn't do that on camera. This is the finished look, guys. This is the final last Halloween tutorial of the year. It is my favorite by far of all of the ones that I did. I love it. It came out so good. I am obsessed with sunflowers. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys have a happy Halloween. Please subscribe, comment, share the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.